Hello, this is Ernest Burley, your CIA, your cool insurance agent, back at you again with some more great information on insurance. I'm a licensed insurance agent with over 30 years experience in the industry with clients all over the country in various capacities. My areas of expertise include various areas of insurance, like auto insurance, homeowners, life insurance, long-term care, disability, church policies, business policies, general liability, professional liability, renters, condos, what have you. We can help you out with some good information on various insurance products and services. Okay. Now, the purpose of this podcast is to educate you, to enlighten you, to empower you with unbiased, very clear and objective information so you can make the right decisions for yourself and for your family. Very important. Okay. Very important. So, without further ado, let's jump right on into it. I don't like these long intros. Today's podcast is titled CBD. Consider this holistic approach, okay? CBD is good for short-term results and also long-term results. So don't tune me out. There are plenty of studies out there that back this stuff up. So I don't advocate stuff that, I don't believe in. So I really want you to consider this. Implement CBD into your routine, maybe even daily, okay? Sure, it may be controversial. Some people may not like it, but so what? I mean, it's not about them. It's about what's good for you, right? And good for your situation. So CBD lowers stress. It gives you a sense of peace, gives you a sense of security. It fosters confidence. It really mellows you out to a lot of the drama and the cares of this world. So a quality of life is very important and your health is very important. So you can't put a price tag on that. This is very important. So don't get into all the controversial stuff, people saying this and people saying this about CBD. I really advocate it. Don't knock it till you try it. Okay. So that's my spiel on CBD. Now, the CBD I'm talking about is not cannabis. I know y'all are freaking out, and some of y'all are like, yeah, y'all are on point with that, but no, I'm not talking about cannabis, okay? Y'all know I love acronyms, so CBD is an acronym. So the C in CBD stands for cash, and I'm also adding on credit, so I'm doing two C's there, cash, credit. The B stands for budget and also build, so I'm gonna add a B onto the B in CBD, and the D stands for debt. So let's go into a little bit of detail on each one of these acronyms, each one of these letters in the acronym CBD. So the C in CBD stands for cash. So I recommend you have, 6 months of your expenses in cash, all right, as a minimum. Ideally 12 months of your expenses in cash. So if your monthly expenses are, $3,000 per month, 3 times 12 is 36,000. So you should have 36,000 in cash. It's 5,000 per month, 5 times 12 is 60,000. So 60,000 in cash, with a minimum of half of that. So like 30,000 will be half of 60,000 and 18,000 will be half of your 36,000, right? Yeah, 36,000, correct. So that's what I recommend as like a minimum that you have in place for your cash situation, right? Now, credit, the second C in CBD. I highly recommend clients, people be proactive at maintaining a high credit score, because people with challenge credit they pay a lot for a lot of different common things, right? So if you go to buy a car, your auto loan is going to be much higher. The interest rate is going to be much higher for, a person with challenge credit than a person that has good credit, right? If you go try to buy a home, same thing with the mortgage, right? When you're trying to borrow money, you're either going to be ineligible or you're going to pay a much higher interest rate if you have challenge credit. So that second C is very important. Insurance, just buying auto insurance. People don't think about that, but if you have challenge credit, that's built into the rate that you're going to get for your auto insurance and your homeowner's insurance too for some companies. So don't be on the wrong end of that stick, okay? Don't end up paying more because your credit is challenged. Get that credit in good order, okay? So that's the second C in CBD. The B in CBD stands for budget. The first B is budget. So live on a budget. Live below your means. Don't go spending willy-nilly. So you want to be able to meet your short-term and long-term goals. So live on a budget and be wise about your spending. The second B in CBD stands for build. So build your assets so you can meet your short-term and long-term goals. So work on always building your assets, okay? Now the D in CBD stands for debt. So you want to reduce debt Be aggressive at reducing debt, hate debt with a passion, but do it with a strategy. Okay. So, you want to make sense on what you're doing. And I can't go into details right now. We don't have time to do it right now, but have a strategy when you're paying down debt. Don't just do it without some type of logical, strategic strategy that works in your best interest. So that's our CBD. Very short podcast for today. And that CBD does reduce stress, right? If you have these situations in order, because cash, credit, budget, building assets, and also debt, those are big stress factors for a lot of people. So if you have these situations in order down pat, it will give you a sense of peace, a sense of security, build your confidence, take away a lot of stress and worries of this world because you have these things in order. So I was telling you the truth about the CBD, right? I just wasn't talking about what you thought I was talking about. So that's it for our podcast for today, okay? Now, let's recap it. A strong CBD can reduce your stress. So we talked about that. So a strong CBD can reduce your stress. And we talked about what CBD is, right? The 2 C's for C, cash, credit, the 2 B's for B, budget and build your assets. The D is debt reduction. Okay, so make sure you're monitoring that debt and getting rid of it. Focus on each element of CBD for success. No one element is more important than the other. Each one of those elements is important. The cash, credit, budget, building assets, debt reduction, all of them are very important. Okay, so focus on each element of CBD for your success and for your family's success. I want to thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate y'all tuning in every week, listening to my podcast. I ask that you forward the podcast to others and ask them to do the same so we can make these podcasts go viral. Just make them go viral all over the place, all over the world, not just the country, okay? So you tell 2 friends and so on and so on. I really appreciate y'all tuning in and doing that for me. If you want to connect with me, the easy way to do it is my email address, which is just my full name at Gmail. So Ernest Burley Jr. at gmail.com. That's ERNEST BURLEY JR at gmail.com, or you can call me 301-262-2600. Again, that's 301-262-2600. All of my podcasts are on YouTube, so please go to my YouTube channel and ask people to subscribe so we can make these things go viral. I look at some of these things on YouTube and I'm like, that got 1 million hits or 5 million hits. What in the world? I mean, I believe these podcasts are things that are maybe a little bit more instrumental and helpful to you than some of that stuff I see on YouTube. So I'm not knocking the other stuff, right? But hey, let's try to make things that are very helpful and useful to people go viral, right? Instead of some of the silly stuff out there. Okay, so I'm asking you to do that for me. Okay, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, ask other people to subscribe, and so on and so on. I have a lot of podcasts on there and short clips of information too, not just podcasts, but like 1-minute clips on different information that can help you out in different areas. Okay, so there you go. Now that's it for our podcast for today. Very short. Okay, until we speak again. This is Ernest Burley, your CIA, your cool insurance agent, signing out. Y'all take care and be safe out there.